Hello, Divine Being. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the World Tapping Circle. I'm your host, Sonya Sophia, and I'm delighted to be here with you. Thank you for showing up for you, for me, for the circle, for this community, for the wider world. Remembering that the wider world is a reflection of your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. So you taking time to become more stable and able helps create peace on this earth. That's right. It's an inside job. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're live with us, say hi in the chat. Let us know if it's your first time especially. We'll keep a good eye on you. Every now and then I like to point out at the top of the chat there is a little button that says handouts with a little dot. There are quick 1-minute videos. If you have any questions about this process or how it works or what to expect, it's there. And some handouts in case you want to print off something related to this circle and the information here. There should be some stuff there for you. Okay. Hi, Sunny in Brush Prairie, Washington. Welcome, welcome. Magnus, who is our proficient and loving head of Team Love, is in Portland, Oregon, holding down the circle. Amy here, first time. Hey, Amy in San Diego. Welcome to Circle. Ryan P. Tapping Party here in Austin. Amanda, Ryan, and Eric and friends. Hey, you guys. So I'll just do a side mission here and say a tapping party is when two or more are gathered tapping together, which is a really fun way to have a date night, a really fun way to build community, a really fun way to get to know friends, a really fun way to support family. It builds intimacy, trust. It helps alleviate any kind of like house business, because basically you're saying that, oh, we're all kind of struggling and we're all healing. We're getting traction. So it creates intimacy and vulnerability and love and connection just by sitting next to someone who's doing this process. And you start to get a lot of, more care and compassion that comes automatically with just processing your own stuff vulnerably, but also witnessing others doing the same. So that was a mission in my mind 11 years ago when we started broadcasting, and here it is live happening almost weekly now. There's always someone in the chat being like, tapping party, tapping party, tapping party. It's a really great way for you to support community, friends, and family, and deepen a relationship. So good job, tapping party hosts. Natasha in Ottawa, Diana in New Mexico, Maria also having a tapping party tonight. So happy to be here. Tracy in Boulder, Colorado. Oh wow, more people piling in. Patricia, hello from OZ. Not sure where that is. Cricket tuning in from Australia. Isis in Miami. Hey, you guys. Welcome, everyone. So happy that we're all here together. Today's tap is called Living Through Loss. It was a hard choice because right now where I am, it's spring and it's sunny and it's beautiful. And a lot of people are really going through transition and change right now. So think of it as a spring clean. Think of it as being able to reorient and redirect. A lot of times we get stuck because we haven't slowed down to grieve. We haven't slowed down to admit or acknowledge what it's been like. We just want to hurry up and get to the next thing and hurry up and get to the next thing. And with all that unprocessed stuff, it ends up getting heavier and heavier to move forward. So when we stop, drop, and tap and be like, yeah, even if what I'm moving into is something beautiful, there is a loss of the old way of being. There is a loss of an old familiar space, even if it wasn't healthy, even if it was painful, even if it created anxiety, even if, this is something you've been wanting for a long time. You have to let go of who you were, how you were, sometimes where you went, the things you ate, the things you did, the people you talked to, the habits that you formed, to be able to let yourself glide forward and to move with ease and grace and stay in this new space, naturalizing it and normalizing it for your nervous system. So there's always going to be some element of grieving and loss, even if you're growing and gaining. So think about how you want to use this session. I'm going to be processing the transition of a sweet friend, and that's kind of what inspired this for me. I know that some of you have lost people in your lives either due to health or relationship challenges. So whatever it is that you are transitioning through, this is your tap. All right. Let's jump into the core causes questions. 5 minutes to get real with yourself, focusing on the topic of living through loss, what you are letting go of. This is a big let go tap. Okay, in you go. 5 minutes. I'll see you on the other side. All right, sweet beings, let's jump into the portal and process. Off we go. Finding your collarbones, dropping down to the front of your chest, feeling around for that sore spot in the front of your chest, tuning into your issue, lightly massaging this space, and breathing. Repeating after me, remembering that you can alter these words to more perfectly fit your own situation. Here we go. Even though there's a part of me that's struggling with the loss of what? I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the eyebrows, tuning into that struggle that you may have. And breathe, tapping the temples. I feel, and then say how you feel. Maybe you feel shock. Maybe you feel numb because it's so fresh. Maybe you feel a lot of grief. Tapping the cheek and breathe. This part of me, tapping under the nose, that's starting to feel or deeply feeling the loss of what? Tapping under the lips, this part of me that feels, and then say again how you're feeling. Tapping the chest, big deep breath. Let's tune straight into the body. Where are you feeling this? So if you feel shock, maybe you feel knocked out of your body, or I feel like off register with my physical body. Maybe you feel it in your heart. Tapping down to the front of the ribs, this part of me that feels what, where? Tapping the side of the ribs, big deep breath. Inside of the wrist. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the thumb. Even though I feel so, and then describe again how you're feeling, and breathe. Tapping the index finger. I'm open to deeply and completely forgiving myself for any resistance I have to feeling, and then say how you're feeling. This shock, this grief, this pain. Big deep breath. Tapping the middle finger. I accept the part of me that wants to forget about it, put it aside, just keep going. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger and breathe. Tapping the little finger, this part of me. Tapping the side of the hand that wants to, and then say what it is that you want to do. Tapping the top of the head. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the head and the back of the head. Even if a part of me, tapping the eyebrows, is struggling to make sense of this loss. Tapping the cheeks. So let's go through that process. What is it that you're trying to wrap your head around? Tapping under the nose and talk. You've got 1 whole minute. Tapping under the lips, keep talking. Tapping the chest, keep going. Tapping the front of the ribs. Keep talking. What are you trying to process or avoiding trying to process? Tapping the side of the ribs. Big, noisy breath. And tapping the inside of the wrist. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the thumb. Even though it's hard to hold myself. Tap the index finger. Through this feeling of transition, change, loss. Tap the middle finger. I'm so used to what? What are you so used to? Take a whole minute and describe that. Tapping the bottom of the 4th finger. And breathe. Tapping the little finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the hand. Even though I'm so used to, and then say it again. And breathe. Tapping the top of the head, this part of me that's used to things being, and then describe again what you're used to. Tapping the sides of the head, the back of the head. And tapping the eyebrows. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the temples. And I accept the part of me that's used to, and then say again, I'm used to the struggle. I'm used to being distracted. I'm used to things being a certain way. Tapping into the lips. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the chest. And I accept the part of me. Tapping the front of the ribs. That kind of wants things to stay the same. To be what they were. Tap the side of the ribs. Tune in and see if there's any fear of this change. And if maybe there's no fear. Maybe there's just a lot of disappointment that things aren't going to be what you were wanting or hoping, or just it feels different and weird to be in a different state of mind when you're used to a certain state of mind being the norm. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the thumb. Big deep breath. I accept any remaining reason to hold myself in this resistance, disappointment, or grief. Tap the index finger. Longer than is absolutely necessary. So big deep breath. Tap the middle finger. It is necessary for me to acknowledge, and then say what it is you need to acknowledge. Maybe you're pissed. Maybe it just feels like the unknown and you don't know how to do the next thing yet. Maybe you're just really, really sad. Big deep breath. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Right now, it's necessary for me to feel, and then say what you know you need to feel. Tap the little finger, and let's imagine there are 3 things that you need to feel. Tap the side of the hand. 3 important things. What would those 3 things? Maybe it's shock, disbelief, and grief. Maybe it's fear of the unknown, projecting all the worst outcomes, and a feeling of a free fall. What are the 3 things that you know you need to feel? And let's pick them one at a time. So thing number 1 that you know you need to feel is what? Say it out loud. And tap the top of the head. How intense is that for you? On 1 to 10. This feeling of tapping the sides of the head, the back of the head, and breathe. And tapping the eyebrows. I accept the part of me, tapping the temples, that doesn't want to slow down and let myself feel, and then say that same thing again. And tapping the cheeks, because if I did, what would happen? Tapping into the nose, and then what would happen? Tapping into the lips. And down to the chest, and then what would happen? Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the ribs. And I give myself the possibility, tapping the inside of the wrist, of letting myself feel this anyway. Tap the side of the thumb. Tap the index finger, tuning into this first thing that we're processing. The feeling of what? Say it out loud. Tapping the middle finger, tuning in. How intense is that feeling now? And if there's any left, say this remaining feeling of that I've been avoiding feeling or getting ready to feel. Just tuning into your body, scanning to see, is there any remaining residue of this feeling left? If there is, I want you just to tune into it, accept it without judgment, pushing or pulling on it for 30 seconds. Tapping your little finger and breathing. Tapping the side of the hand. I give myself permission to release this from my body now. And give yourself permission to release it. Tapping the top of the head. What's the second thing you know you need to feel? To process, to say that you haven't given yourself time or attention enough to slow down and do, and now you have that time. The other thing I need to acknowledge is what? Tapping the eyebrows. This feeling of what? And maybe it's a thought. This thought of what? Say it out loud and breathe. Tapping the front of the cheeks. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, tapping under the nose, and I give myself permission, tapping under the lips, to release this from my body, tap the chest, or to hold on to it as long as necessary. Big deep breath. Tapping the front of the ribs. If you tune in and feel, okay, it does feel necessary, you can say, how long is this necessary? Or you can say, why is this necessary? Tap the side of the ribs. What are you trying to accomplish by holding on to this thought, this experience, or this idea? Tap the inside of the wrist and say it again. Part of me is trying to hold on to what? Tap the side of the thumb. Let's do the opposite hand. In an effort to do what? Why are you holding on to this feeling, this thought, this fear, this grief? Tap the index finger. It's totally understandable what I'm trying to do here. Tap the middle finger. And I can keep trying to get there this way. Big deep breath. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Now ask yourself, is holding on to this helping me stay safe, become more healthy, become more happy? Tapping the little finger and breathe. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the hand. I give myself permission to process this and then say what it is you're working on. And get my energy, time, and focus back. Tap the top of the head. It's okay for me to take my energy, attention back from, and then say what it is. And if that doesn't release you, then say, I give myself permission to hold on to this, and then say what it is. Tap the cheeks for as long as it's helpful. And tapping into the nose. Big deep breath. Tapping under the lips. It's safe to give this up. Tap the chest, even if a part of me doesn't know how to let go. We're going to turbo tap that, tapping the front of the ribs to say, I don't know how to let go. I don't know how to let go. Tap the side of the ribs. I don't know how to let go. Inside of the wrist. I don't know how to let go. Side of the thumb. I don't know how to let go. Big deep breath. Make some noise with that breath. I'm tapping the index finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the middle finger. A part of me does know how to let go. I've let go of a lot of things. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Part of me knows how to surrender. To give up the fear, to give up the anger. Tap the little finger. To still stay on course, right? So it doesn't mean I give in. It just means I stop hurting. I stop reacting. I stop making a story in my head about it, and I just do what I know I need to do. Big deep breath. Tapping the top of the head. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the head and the back of the head, even though, and then fill in the blank. And tap the eyebrows. Say it again. I accept the part of me that still feels wet. Tapping into the nose, big deep breath again. Tapping into the lips. It's okay for me to hold on tightly, to fight, to struggle, to resent, to grieve, to feel shocked or annoyed for as long as I need to. Give yourself permission to have it. Really give yourself permission to have it. I can stay like this the rest of my life if I want to. And you really can, right? I cannot come to your house and be like, here, hand me that, thank you, bye. I can't hold you while you ask yourself, does it still make sense for me to hold this? And if so, what am I trying to achieve? Tapping the front of the ribs. So if you are stuck in a loop of reacting, of judging yourself, of fearing or hating, or feeling a certain way, ask yourself what it is you're trying to accomplish. Are you trying to protect someone by not letting yourself have these feelings? Are you trying to protect yourself by holding on to these feelings? And breathe, tapping the index finger. I love and respect myself. Tap the middle finger. And I'm giving myself permission to release and let go. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Even if I can't what? What is it that you can't have or be or do and you're sad and mad about it? I can't have my friend back. I can't have a sense of safety or peace in this relationship. I can't what? Let's say it again. That's really productive. Let's say it again. I can't have what and I really want it. Ready? Go. Say it again. Tapping the top of the head. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the sides of the head and the back of the head. Tapping the eyebrows. I give myself the possibility, tap the temples, of staying sad and mad, angry, heartbroken, tap the cheeks, frustrated, or just feeling weird about it all. Tapping under the nose. It's okay. Tapping under the lips. It's okay for me to process. Tapping the chest. This feeling of loss. Loss of control. Loss of love. Loss of connection. Loss of capacity or ability. Tapping the front of the ribs. Lots of time. Big deep breath. So now we're going to move to thing 3. The other thing I know I need to deal with is what? What part of this have we not addressed yet that is still there for you? How about the part where you say, and now I have to move on. Now I don't know what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to have to figure something else out. Now I'm going to have to go it alone. Now I'm going to have to figure out how to anchor or love or trust, or what is it that you're going to have to figure out now? Tapping the middle finger. It's safe for me to acknowledge that I'm uncomfortable with what? What is it that you're struggling to do here? Tap the little finger, and where do you feel this energy in your body? In your neck, in your solar plexus, in your jaw, in your heart? Tapping the side of the hand. I love and respect myself, tapping the top of the head. And I give myself the possibility of holding on to this discomfort, this pain, loss or confusion for as long as I need to, including the feeling of what? About what? So it'd be like the fear of having to start over, or the confusion about what to do next. Tapping the chest. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the front of the ribs, even with this remaining, and then say it again. And just accepting for now that you feel this way. That you might always feel this way. Tapping the inside of the wrist. Big deep breath, just accepting for now where you're at in this process. Tap the side of the thumb. It's okay for me to take my time. Tap the index finger. And it's okay for this to rapidly resolve and let go. Tap the middle finger. I can take my sweet time. Tap the bottom. And it's okay for things to rapidly resolve and let go. Tap the little finger. I don't have to stay hurt, sad, tap the side of the hand, lonely, shut down, or confused. Tapping the top of the head. I give myself permission to release in trust. Tap the side of the head, the back of the head, giving myself the possibility. Tap the eyebrows of trusting, tapping the temples, that everything is moving exactly as it needs to. Tapping the cheeks, including where I'm at in my journey. Tapping under the nose, big deep breath. Tapping under the lips. It's safe for me to relax and trust that there is something beyond me that is guiding me and this particular situation. Tapping the chest. To resolve in the most exquisite way. Tapping the front of the ribs. It's possible that there's a force that's holding all of this, moving things as things move through it. Tap the side of the ribs. Allowing yourself to relax into this emptiness that holds everything. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the thumb. Even if there's nothing I can do here. And it's hard to feel that I have no control. Big deep breath. Tapping the index finger. It's possible that there is something holding it all, greater than myself. Tapping the middle finger. Something that takes everything into account and gets us all where we actually need to be. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. I'm allowing myself to let go. Tap the little finger to feel ease and peace. Big deep breath. Tap the side of the hand. Allowing myself to feel more and more held by forces seen and unseen. Tap the top of the head. Is it possible that there are people, that there are ways that life is trying to love and support you and show up for you even now, that you've turned a blind eye to, that you have kind of pushed aside in your struggle, in your grief, in your withdrawal? Can I let myself become more and more aware of the experience of being loved and supported, held, understood, and given to? So tune in. Is it possible that even now life is reaching towards you, and that if you tuned into what is showing up versus what has fallen away or needs to fall away, that you could feel like, wow, even if it's something as simple as there is oxygen holding me in this room, giving me life right now. There is blood pumping through my veins so that I can move through this process. There is food in my belly or in my fridge or within reach that gives me energy. Tapping the front of the ribs. There are friends. Tune in and see if there are friends or loved ones or people that you could let a little closer, that you could be more supported and held by if you opened and allowed and even asked for what you needed, asked for that support. Answered when they called, reached out and said, I could use some love and attention. Tap the inside of the wrist. Are there some habits that you could create to sustain you, like meditation, more tapping time? Tap the side of the thumb. Imagine these good things holding you during this time. Imagine that as one thing is moving away, that something else even better, even more aligned, even more interesting, even more inspiring is moving into your life to help you go to the next level. Tapping the index finger. I give myself permission to have what? This is where you get to make a wish. To have more what? Or to begin to have somewhat. Tap the middle finger and breathe. Let's say it again with some more enthusiasm. I give myself permission to have what? Say it out loud. Say it like you mean it. Bottom of the fourth finger. I'm giving myself permission right now to have more what? Untap the little finger. And to be more what? More proactive, more responsive, more optimistic, more relaxed, more attentive of where my energy, time, and attention goes. Tapping the top of the head. I give myself permission to be more what? Happy, aligned, joyful, peaceful, present. Big deep breath. Tapping the temples. It's safe for me to experience what? What would you love to be experiencing? Tapping the cheeks. And I give myself permission to go through this process of letting go, tapping under the nose, in order to feel more what? Spacious, aligned, available, loving, happy, turned on, lit up, clear, on purpose. Tapping the front of the ribs, big deep breath. And tapping the side of the ribs. I love and respect myself. Tap the inside of the wrist, tuning in. Allowing myself to feel what? Connected. Supported. Allowing myself to feel, tap the side of the thumb, fill in the blank. What do you want to feel? What do you really want to feel? Tap the index finger. Be honest. Tap the middle finger. I am creating with this new space. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. A feeling of what for myself? Let your body begin to feel that feeling now. What does it feel like? Tap the little finger. Say it again. The feeling of what? Let your body feel it and breathe. Tapping the side of the hand. I'm allowing myself to enjoy this process that is growing right now through cleaning out this space, regaining my focus, loosening my grip. Tap the sides of the head and the back of the head. And settling for nothing less. Tapping the eyebrows, big deep breath. Tapping the temples. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, tapping the cheeks. And I give myself permission, tapping under the nose. To deeply enjoy, tapping under the lips. This space of, and then say again, tuning in to this space of peace, of passion, of power. Tap the front of the ribs and say 3 times, I get to have what? Tap the side of the ribs. I get to enjoy what? Tapping the inside of the wrist. I'm allowing myself to relish. What are you going to relish? And just be like, this is yummy. This feels good. Big deep breath. Tapping the index finger. I love and respect myself. Tap the middle finger. And I allow myself to open and to unfold. Tap the bottom of the 4th finger. In this new empty space. Tap the little finger, trusting that the thing that knows everything and has everything, tap the side of the hand, has something even better, far beyond what I imagined. Tapping the top of the head. Something sweet and deep, exciting and growthful for me. Tapping the side of the head, the back of the head, tapping the eyebrows. I'm allowing this to be easier than I imagined, tapping the temples. Safe and spontaneous, tapping the cheeks. Allowing this transition like the seasons, tapping under the nose. I allow my body to relax, tapping under the lips. Allowing this growth in this new empty space, tapping the chest. When it's time, tapping the front of the ribs. There's no need to hurry, to push or to pull. Tapping the side of the ribs. All is well. Tapping the inside of the wrist. All is well. All is well. Beautiful. All right, sweet beings, how are you feeling? If you want to describe your experience, you can pop that in the chat. I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling peaceful, I'm feeling strong, I'm feeling clear, I'm feeling open and alive. What did you learn? How are you feeling? Amy H says, light, alive, and hopeful. Cricket says, lighter. Sagin says, thank you very much. I feel calm and open. Alyssa says, wow, from a 10 on an excruciating topic to a 1, I feel free. This is magic. You are magic. Thank you, Angel. You know, I just want to acknowledge that I know at least 2 people here on Circle who have used EFT to miraculously conceive. So there are 2 babes in wombs in moms on the Circle right now. First-time moms who have used tapping to bring a life literally into their body and to prepare their bodies to give birth, which I just think is so beautiful and remarkable that you're using this not only to conceive but to prepare for motherhood. So that's just a cool way to use it. Tracy says, let's see, attend to a 3 feeling open and loving. Cricket saying woohoo. The other cricket. Patricia says, such a huge tap, allowing the vibrations through. A 9 down to a 3. You're the best, Sonya. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Well, sweet beings, last comments coming in. I remind you that we are in the process of building this retreat center. I spend every spare moment and every waking moment that I'm not leading EFT sessions managing this project, purchasing items, counting items, hauling items, overseeing a crew, checking and rechecking. I have an apron with a tape measure and screws and a screw gun, and I am making a beautiful place for you to come and tap and study and detox and heal and learn and grow and maybe even lead a workshop of your own. So if you're interested in training with me, that will be happening this fall. If you're interested in donating to helping this process grow, we are building out our new sanctuary. Last year we had a gorgeous big tent that we were using on a platform, and now we have a beautiful new space that has heat and air conditioning and bedrooms and bathrooms and showers and a kitchen in it, and it is 98% done. Wallpaper's going in tomorrow, and I hung some plants in it today. It looks amazing. I'm still trying to get a front porch put on. So if you're welcome, if you can, you're welcome to help donate. That donation button was just up there in the chat. And if you're interested in coming to study with me this coming October, I will be opening registration in a few days. So that application is available at trainwithsonya.us. That's where you will find an application for every training I'm doing. These are practitioner trainings designed to help you be able to give sessions, as well as to help you detox, reset, and grow, and become profoundly more happy and healthy and woven into a beautiful community of EFT practitioners, which we have hundreds of now, and they're just amazing people. And many of you are here in the circle with us. So all that information, trainwithsonya.us. And I'm going to leave you with a beautiful song. It's a long song. It's 12 minutes long. Feel free to just sit and listen to it and contemplate and dream into what it is that you're creating, what it is that you're transitioning from and into, and hold that space for yourself here while you're broken through and in this inspired space. This song is called Introspection by Pete Kazuna. You'll find it on Spotify. Thank you so much for becoming more you, and I'll see you in the circle.